The Cursed Manor. The manor stood on the edge of a sprawling moor, its jagged silhouette etched against a perpetually storm-darkened sky. Once a symbol of grandeur and prosperity, it now lay abandoned, swallowed by ivy, its windows like hollow, watching eyes. The few villagers who lived nearby avoided even glancing in its direction, whispering of cursed bloodlines, unspeakable rituals, and shadows that moved when no living being remained inside. No one dared step near after sunset, and even in daylight, the place exuded an aura that felt almost alive, like a predator waiting for prey. The story of the Cursed Manor stretched back more than 2 centuries. It was said that Lord Alistair Greystone, the last master of the estate, had been obsessed with immortality. He dabbled in forbidden sciences and darker arts, filling his mansion with occult artifacts and books bound in human skin. Servants often heard him chanting incantations in the dead of night, his candlelight flickering through high-arched windows. Then one winter, all within the manor family, staff, and guests vanished without a trace. Doors were left open, fires burned out in the hearths, and food remained uneaten at long tables, but not a single soul was ever found. Search parties scoured the moor and surrounding woods, but it was as if the house had swallowed them whole. From then on, the manor was declared cursed. Years passed, but the manor did not decay the way normal houses did. Though its walls cracked and its paint peeled, it seemed to resist the full weight of time. Travelers who wandered too close spoke of hearing music drifting from its upper floors, violins and harpsichords playing melodies from another century. Sometimes, shadowy figures were seen moving along the balconies or staring out through the grimy glass panes. A strange odor of rot and iron lingered in the air around it, and animals refused to go near, bristling and whimpering if led within sight of its looming gates. One autumn evening, when the fog hung low and thick across the moor, a group of treasure seekers dared to enter. Legends told of Lord Greystone's vast fortune, rumored to be hidden within secret chambers. Carrying lanterns and ropes, they crossed the threshold. But only one man staggered back out the next morning, his hair turned white, his eyes wild, and his speech broken into incoherent mutterings. He raved of walls that shifted like a maze, staircases that led into nothingness, and mirrors that showed him reflections, not of himself, but of someone else. Someone who watched him with hunger. He died days later, clawing at his own skin, as if trying to tear something out of him. His companions were never found. The manor became a place of unspoken dread. No one attempted to reclaim or demolish it, for workers who tried mysteriously disappeared. One family that inherited the land refused even to set foot on the property, eventually abandoning their claim. Over time, the estate seemed to brood, its aura thickening with every generation that passed. On stormy nights, lightning would strike unnaturally close to its spires, illuminating its crooked form for miles. Travelers swore they could see shadowy figures lined up in the windows, like an audience waiting for a performance to begin. The curse was said to stem from the night Lord Greystone performed his final ritual. His journals, smuggled out by a terrified servant before the disappearance, spoke of summoning a presence not of this world, a being of pure darkness bound by blood sacrifice. In exchange for eternal life, he promised his family and staff as offerings. But the ritual did not go as planned. Instead of granting him immortality, the entity tethered itself to the manor itself, merging with its walls, floors, and foundations. Every soul that entered from then on was absorbed into the house, becoming part of its restless congregation. The manor was no longer a home. It had become a living tomb, a prison for echoes of the damned dot inside. The halls stretched impossibly, long lined with portraits whose painted eyes seemed to follow intruders. The grand staircase groaned, not just with weight, but as if it breathed. Cobwebs shifted as though touched by unseen hands, and the air pressed thick against the lungs, tasting of ashes and despair. Some rooms were frozen in time, with dust covering half-finished meals, chairs slightly pulled back as if someone had just risen moments ago. Others were warped beyond comprehension, doors leading to brick walls, ceilings that stretched endlessly upward, and mirrors that refused to reflect reality. The unlucky who strayed inside were rumored to hear whispers in their own voices, luring them deeper until they lost all sense of direction, swallowed by the endless labyrinth. The Cursed Manor's legend only grew with each disappearance. Some villagers believed the house itself was feeding, growing stronger with every soul claimed. Others whispered that Lord Greystone still roamed its halls, his body no longer human, his spirit fused with the entity he had once tried to command. On rare nights, a dim light could be seen moving through the upper windows, as though someone carried a lantern through the corridors, forever pacing, forever hunting. The manor remains today, its gates rusted shut, yet never fully sealed, as if inviting those foolish or desperate enough to enter. Those who stand at its edge on moonless nights say they can hear faint organ music and the low murmur of a gathering crowd, waiting eternally for the final act of a performance that will never end. No one knows whether the curse will ever be broken, but the manor endures, patient and hungry, an immortal witness to its own horrors. And as long as it stands, it will continue to call out in silence to the living, luring them closer, promising treasure and secrets while offering only eternal entrapment. For the Cursed Manor is not merely haunted, it is alive, and it is